wake up, not just dreaming, not only chasing something outside of ourselves. This kind of happiness is just temporary. If you want to find some kind of happiness forever, you need to find the happiness in you.
Finding the meaning of life, I think that's so difficult for people to understand.
I never believe life have a meaning. Life no have a meaning, but you are the meaning of life. Life is just a path, you are just a purpose. Happiness in this world is just knowledge, nothing more. Wanting happiness is not religion, and wanting happiness is not culture. Nobody can change wanting happiness. Why? Because this is your unconditional nature. Unconditional happiness you go to discover, not something you receive.
Welcome back to Mulligan Brothers Interviews, and today I sit down with Tulku Lobsang Rinpoche, a Tibetan monk who at the young age was recognized as a reincarnation lama and now resides out of Vienna, sharing his teachings with the world. He spent years and years going from different monasteries, learning his practices, from the Tummo practice of inner fire to different medicines and astrology. And he shares all of these things with us today. And these teachings and methodologies will help change your life. Today, we get to focus on the inner fire and the Tummo practice and so much more. Today's video is sponsored by our Patreon community. I'll talk about them a little bit later on in the video. But if you want full access to this conversation, which is well over 3 hours, and we couldn't upload the full interview here, please consider going to our Patreon membership down below, where you can sign up and get exclusive access to the full conversation and 3 more 3-hour-long interviews with Tulku Lobsang Rinpoche. It's all linked down below and is only exclusive to our members. And just quickly, before we get started, only 2% of our viewers are subscribed. So if you're watching all our content and you've still not subscribed, maybe you just forgot to hit that subscribe button. So please, please, please hit the subscribe button. And whilst you're there, even if you are a subscriber, less than 13% of you guys have got the notification bell pressed on. So if you are a subscriber, hit the notification bell as well, and you'll get notified when the next 3 interviews are coming. Let's dive into the video.
For people who don't know, just introduce yourself and what you do.
My name, Lobsang Tamchu Nyema. Then I become Reincarnation Lama, as Lobsang is my name. Therefore now mostly people say Tulku Lobsang. Yeah?
You went to the monastery at 6 years old. What was life like then? Like, was your family into the teachings and the practices, and you knew that you was going to go there at 6 years old to learn? Or was you a normal kid in Tibet? Like, what was life like up until 6 years old?
I have 6 brothers. We have 3 brothers who went to monastery. Me is not look like person who stay monk, you know. I do all crazy things. Yeah? It's crazy means, I don't know, night I'm not going, I sleep somewhere, or I sometimes lock everybody doors, you know. It's a village, whole village, I lock the door, and the early morning sun is coming, everybody calling each other. Then when I'm 13 years old, in Tibetan we have this tradition of oracle tradition. That is very important culture still in Tibetan society, very, very important. I remember the early morning, you know, the people go with the donkeys, horses, also young monk, I don't know, they're going up, me not, I'm stay there. And I'm very physically doing crazy things, jumping 3 floors. And then I help in some family to take care of their farms, all this. And then I remember suddenly some lady told me, you are the Reincarnation Lama. Of course, everybody shocked.
What's that moment like then, as a 13-year-old, to be told that you're Reincarnation Lama? Like, what did it feel like a lot of pressure? Did it feel good? Like, what was that moment like?
I remember my previous Reincarnation Lama, he have the one sister, but the sister come to see me. I'm she little, of course she old. but she believed me is her brother, and therefore she have very strong emotion, of course. And then whole monks into meeting in the monastery hall, and then this oracle come, spirit come, and then he start to talk first. Who is the Reincarnation Lama? I have one young brother, 2 years younger. He is also monk. He very good one. He is really good. Maybe he is really, Then maybe all the monks start to thinking, maybe my brother, but not. They give my name Jikten or Jigmetens, and then everybody looking each other face. Is he make a mistake? Because and then they ask again. Of course, he say yes. It's me. It's a Reincarnation Lama. But my father don't want I become a Reincarnation Lama, because he think this is too big responsibility. Because he say, I know my son is it's not. It's a Reincarnation Lama need a better person or whatever. And then the oracle, some kind of angry, or the spirit, he says, you don't give your son, or he go to die when he 25 years old or something. And therefore he say, I don't mind that he die. I have many sons.
What was the first teachings that you learned about them? What was in that formal training?
Of course, usually we are learning to first is memorize many things to. Let's say many things to memorize, but then you really start to learn. First, you start to learn philosophy things. It's very basic. 5 colors and 8 shapes. You learn. Then you learn 5 senses. All these things. They have some basic studies have. Yes, that's what I study there, and Mm-hmm.
I don't want to skip anything too much. Did you find the martial arts first, or was you learning about Tummo first?
It's very interesting in this. In our monasteries, is usually Dharma study. We don't have a big tradition of martial art practice. It's some big monastery they have, but that's not most important part. But when I'm young, I always like this whatever you call kung fu or martial art, whatever, I like it. Therefore, I always have a little problem with my teacher. And, they say, oh, you need to memorize, you need to study, and then I bring stones, or I break, or I do so crazy things. I huge metals, look this, I hit this way, or I did so many things. And but then I have some friend monks. We practice together, of course. But this is not really official part of monastery. But past the big monastery, we have this kind of practice, But there, I study deep understanding Dharma first, And yes, and I like it. I want it. I literally decide, not really officially, but of course, then I discover this Tummo. Yes, is inner fire. Is I discover this is one of most important practice, of course, because I like all the physical movements. Usually in the Buddhism, first I start to lead physical exercise. Of course, your question, But in where I went monastery, they not officially provide this kind of training. I need to organize myself, and and then some monks we doing, of course, but not officially. Sometimes we need to little hide it also. With too much training and not study, And but the more I start to interested in Tibet, and very much, and. But this time I'm a little young still, is not enough deeper knowledge. Then I start to come into India, as maybe I'm at 25 or 26. Then I really learn deeply and to practice deeply this Tummo and the inner fire. Of course, all physical practice is great, but Tummo is a little different. They have something really deep knowledge there. Is and therefore, generally in the Buddhism, we have the Sutrayana Buddhism, we call mind vehicle Buddhism. We have Tantrayana Buddhism, we call body vehicle Buddhism. Therefore, is Sutrayana Buddhism's, conclusion is the highest goal of any is you have perfect body and perfect mind, correct? Is whatever, we don't, that is the goal, of course. Therefore, in the Sutrayana traditions, first they're training the mind, and through our training of mind, once your mind change it, your body go to change it. That's name we call mind vehicle Buddhism. Tantrayana Buddhism or Vajrayana Buddhism is we first train to our body. When you train to your body, as your body start to changing, your mind is changed. And therefore they have two vehicles. The goal is same. Body and mind have very special relation, But I was saying we are the slave of this body and mind, Yes, no matter whoever doing whatever we do, of course we say because, we say many, why are you doing all this? You say because, but you have many because, but the final reason, because of your body or because of your mind. You want to feel something nice in your body, you want to feel bliss body, you want happy mind, Somebody who fly in aeroplane, or somebody play football, somebody make a boxing, I don't know, somebody fighting or somebody helping, is different path, different method, but the end, everybody want feel good themselves, And therefore, I like this all the physical movement when I'm young already. I have a dream to when I'm very small is go to in the somewhere mountain, stay alone, only training, body trainings, And then when I'm 25 or 6, I start to learning more and more training, learning more and training. And I study all different traditions of this inner fire practice. And yes, I like it, and I like practice myself. I like to share this others, and that's very beautiful practice, yes. Mm-hmm.
When you say train the physical body, so what does that look like? Like to train the physical body for the mind to follow, how does that work?
Maybe in the very, very interesting to saying is maybe I say this way, something in the Buddhist traditions we called 3 limitations, the limitation of a life and the limitation of a body, limitation of mind. We are limitation world. No matter how great life you have, there you facing some or little the limitations. A limitation is leader against our nature. Mm-hmm. And no matter how much you have a healthy and strong body you have, possible, but your body have a limitation. Therefore, body have a limitation. No matter how much you have a happy or intelligent mind, the mind have a limitation. But the deep down or consciously, unconsciously, we are looking something unlimited. You look in that, of course. Therefore, this life never become your final answer. And this body never give you a final answer. This mind never give final answer. You have most happiest mind, but this never become final answer. You have most healthiest body, but this never become final answer. You have most great life, but this never become final answer. Means we become look like we Buddhists call the yoga of the dog. Is a dog, you throw away the stone in the dog, what the dog do, and the dog is running behind the stones. We are look like this. We are running behind this. We are running behind this. Tomorrow I do this. Next year I do this, We are look like, Therefore, our life throw one stone. Say you need this, you're running behind this. Your body say I need this, Body throw stones. Your mind throw stones. Body life throw stones, and you're running until you are complete. Until you complete. Let's you running behind until you die. Somebody throw a stone. And you say you have purpose of life, because you're running behind the stones. And therefore, Buddhism's teachings, we say yoga of a lion. When you throw a stone in the lion, and what he do, he never running behind the stone. He running behind who is a throwaway in the stone. And he go to eat maybe this, and then nobody throw it again. Therefore, our life is look like restless, We always need something. Running. But this never seems to become final answer. Therefore, the spiritual life means me is look like a lion. Is materialistic life means me look like a dog. That means what I want to say is a life is a never become the answer of you. Never. They no have history. Never. People patented, but never. Life never become answer of you, and you are become only answer of life. Therefore, I never believe life have a meaning. Life no have a meaning, but you are the meaning of life. And therefore I always say life is just a path, you are just a purpose, Therefore, and more I'm traveling, more and more start to teaching, I really more and more believe, yes, I really see, not I'm only thinking, Therefore, yes, therefore the more is the form of meditation, but through of the body. Therefore our body is born with knowledge, and our mind learn knowledge generally. Therefore we are the combination of two knowledge. Yes, we are a combination of knowledge without learning and knowledge with learning. Therefore you really possible learn. You want to be a happy person, no problem. If you also want to learn, you also want to possible learn, you are not to become happy person. Therefore, happiness in this world is just the knowledge, nothing more. And therefore, I always say, is you come in this world, they have one rule, never stop to learning. Maybe you go to die tomorrow, but still you need to learn in today, I say, Therefore, training is to give a better body. Learning is to give a better mind. But I know many people don't want so much train or they don't want so much learning. I'm making joke, you don't want training and learning, you're completely wrong planet, Therefore, we are a conditional world. Yes, through overtraining, you possible change your body. Through overlearning, you possible change your mind. Yes, you have look like some degrees, some levels, you kind of possible choose what kind of body you wanted, what kind of mind you wanted. You don't have 100%. Yeah.
The idea of not wanting and pursuing something and finding the meaning of life, the way you put it, you are the meaning of life. I think that's so difficult for people to understand, and that I'm guilty of this, especially people who maybe have ambition or want to achieve or want to achieve a goal. Is it bad to have goals? Is it bad to have a destination to head for, to try and succeed or achieve?
No, I don't think so. Maybe I like to say in a different way. We are human being, of course. It's not world of waking, but we are world of dreaming. We are dreamer. Of course, you dream, And then we have another world of animal we call is the sleep. Animals sleep. Yeah, they don't know so much. They sleep. They cannot dream. They cannot dream. Animals just born with their knowledge. They cannot learn more. Therefore, animals is look like sleep. The sleep make good there. They don't know many problems. They cannot dream, and therefore, they don't have extra happiness, but they also don't have extra sufferings. Therefore, you want to look like animal, just be very simple. Let's say we have a world of sleep, but we are humans is not just, we are not, of course we are also sleep of the, we say sleep means we are asleep of ignorance of our true nature. Ignorance of our true nature, And until you don't find that you are the answer, you never stop in dreaming, chasing to outside. Yes, therefore, is we humans only species who possible dream. Of course, it's amazing. You possible dream. Many species cannot dream. Cannot dream, I want this, I want this, I want to become this, I want to learn this, We humans is one thing not to have other species. We possible to dream, we possible learn, we possible train, as is a good thing. But it's good to dream sometime. It's good to dream sometime, but dream is not to give you a final answer. Therefore, you say, I want to become this person, or I want to become most famous person, I want to become most respect person, I want to become this, and that's a great dream. You do it, no problem. But that's nice. Of course, this brings nice things. But this never make you give final answer. You see, This never give you a fun answer. You still look like a hungry dog. You still go to chase him. Therefore, is a final answer. Of course, what I'm thinking, we need to wake up, not just dreaming. Not only chasing something outside of ourselves. Is whenever we chasing the happiness outside of ourselves, is good. This make you also happy, of course, good. But this kind of happiness is just temporarily. If you want to find some kind of happiness forever, you need to find happiness in you. Yes, you need to find happiness in you. Therefore, shortcut, if you want temporary happiness, no problem. You're dreaming how much you can. Of course, very expensive, very costly. Sometimes you need to, one dream become two. You need 20 years or 30 years or 40 years or whole life. Yeah, and then you reach, or you funded your dream. I don't know this happiness, how long to stay. And then you need to find another dream, and another dream, and another dream. Yes, without dream, how you can happy? Therefore, we possible happy with the reason, but we also possible happy without the reason. Without happiness, without the reason, you only find in you through of meditation. And happiness with reason, yes, you possible you possible learn, and you possible dreams. I have this, then I go to happy. I don't have this, then I go to happy. And this and all this changes. Of course, that's also make happy, but this happiness is just maybe I say this kind of happiness with reason. I say you're king in the street. King in the street. You're not safe. You are not safe place. Anybody possible hurt you. But happiness without the reason look like a king in the palace. Yes, you are safe. You are safe. It means happiness without the reason is something you discover, not something you make. Happiness with the reason you need to make. It's not automatic happen. You need to make. You need the reason why. To have happiness reason is happiness with reason. Always you need this compare, competition. I have, somebody don't have, and therefore, or you need all this compare and the competition, or compare and competition. Yeah. Therefore, yes, your question is okay. People happy with with their dreams, of course. But just you need to remember, this is just temporary happiness.
When you've got happiness without reason, do you get happiness with reason still? Do you still receive happiness in the same way, or is it different once you've got happiness without reason?
You see, happiness with the reason is once maybe this interest in happiness without the reason. My thinking, happiness without the reason is, I say, we discover through of meditation. Yeah? We believe our unconditional nature. Unconditional nature, we believe, is happiness. How we know this? We have how we know this, we want unconditionally, we want to be happy, Wanting happiness is not religion. And wanting happiness is not culture. Wanting happiness, not philosophy. Wanting happiness, time is changing, but one thing never change you. You still want, always you want to happy. Maybe you possible change your environment to change it, but one thing never change it, you still want to be happy, Wanting happiness never change it. Therefore, wanting happiness, why not to change it, You become most terrible person in this earth, but still wanting happiness never change it. You are greatest compassional, kind person in this earth, but still wanting happiness never change it. Nobody can change wanting happiness. Why? Wanting happiness beyond the culture, beyond the religion. Why? Because this is happiness, your unconditional nature. Therefore, conditions never go to change it. That means to this unconditional happiness, you go to discover, not something you receive it. Whenever receive happiness, you're always ready to go to lose. You ask me, happiness is possible, receive it? Yes. But nature of a receive means the only question of time is lose. Whatever born is a die. Whatever receive, lose. That's simple law. Therefore, happiness without the reason is something you discover, not something you receive it. And your question is, then when you have happiness without reason, why you need the reason to be happy, You don't need it. I think you don't need it. When you find it, you don't need the search, Let's say you find it, you find it what you're searching, you find it, then they don't have any logic reason to searching. Similar, is when you find it, happiness without reason, and yes, then you find the happiness without influence. Moment, everything influence. In the Buddhist world, is the influence is the suffering, but nobody want to hear this. It's because then nothing left. Is moment. I don't know how to be happy without influence. Yeah, because of this and that. But at the same time, I'm suffering because of influence. Yes, but reason is influence. Yeah, but they have two kinds of influence. Some influence is a influence coming out. Influence you make consciously. You have a controlled influence, or you don't have a controlled influence. Sometimes happening influence out of control. And that is a problem. But sometimes we choose or we control the influence. That is a better one. But still, is my shortcut answer. Once you find that happiness without reason, means you find that happiness, unconditional happiness. You find happiness yourself.
I've been getting tons of messages asking about my health protocols ever since I did the world's heaviest marathon. The experience took a toll, and getting back to optimal health has been an absolute journey. That's where Marek Health has been absolutely essential. Their approach is beyond quick fixes. It's about long-term health and performance. They work with medical professionals to create personalized, evidence-based plans tailored to your needs, using pharmaceutical-grade treatments and cutting-edge diagnosis. Whether it's TRT, peptides, supplements, or like me, getting full health analysis to get you back on track, Marek Health provides everything that you need. And it's not just for athletes. If you're an entrepreneur or businessman like me, you might want that renewed focus, clarity, and energy. That's when Marek Health can get your brain performing at its peak. From comprehensive blood work to customized health plans, Marek gives you the tools to optimize your life. If you're ready to take control of your health, go to marekhealth.com and use code Mulligan for 10% off. The link's down below. I can't recommend them enough. And if you just wanted to get started, I would go and get your blood work done. Go get assessed, find out where they can help you. Use the link down below for 10% off using code Mulligan. Let's dive back into the video. I think the thing that just throws me off of it, and I completely understand it, but I'm just thinking from, let's say I found happiness and unconditionally, without reason, and then my son's born, a really happy moment in my life, but there's a reason there with that. Would I still receive the happiness? How does it work? Like, will I lose that happiness? Is that bad? Is it good? Like, it's just, because obviously I'm already happy. I already have happiness without reason. So what happens when something overwhelmingly happy like that happens?
That's very, very interesting, your question. Of course, this is very complicated to give answer, but that's is interesting, because once you find the happiness in yourself, you become influencer. You influence the world. Your world go to change it. World never need to change you. And once you find that the happiness in you, you influence the world, or you go to change your world, and the world never go influence. That is the concept of liberation in the Buddhism. And how this is very interesting, in the moment, example, your son is born, of course, and that's a very special moment. Because I need to say something here, is the birth of a son, is the first moment you experience karmic love. This love is more stronger love than your fall in love with man and woman. Fall in love and man and woman mostly is born here. It's conditioned. Therefore, to love a child, you not need to be a good person. Bad people also, they love their children. This is just karmic order, nature force. You don't have a choice not to like your child. Therefore, I always say, I don't surprise parents like their children. Oh yeah, I said, this is not surprise. This not make you, it's great, but this is a biologic force. It's this name what we call karmic force. Therefore, is in one of the nearest you experience of unconditional love in this world with the child. The love of a child comes from past life. It's come from biologic. It's come deeper than you, stronger than you. You don't have power. You don't have power to not to like a child. You don't have a choice this. You don't have a choice thinking this. The love of child, the force is so stronger than your body, your mind, your intelligence, your life, your wealth, everything. This forces come from very deep. And therefore, we say, this is one of the nearest of unconditional love. Of course, still is conditional, but one of nearest, unconditional love to experience with, children. And that's why I'm always say love of a child is go to serve. Maybe I say this love of in the Buddhist world we give example. The mother who have birthed first time child, and then she hold the child in her arm first moment. In this moment of, let's say, 1 minute of she holding, and this 1 minute of love is enough rest of her life. Life is up and down, but this life never really die. This love never die. Maybe a child doing crazy things, this and that, but this love is, because this love is, is why you love your child. You have no big explanation. Of course, explanation is my child, but why? I used to make a joke, is then logically they don't have a reason to love so much child, because always we do everything child, we do everything children, we serve them, we do everything them, why? We do everything them and why? But this love is come from somewhere so far away. And the love of man and woman, of course, is mostly come from in this life, and you have very clear reason why you love this woman. Oh, because she have nice hair. Why you love this man? Oh, because he's very funny. Okay, you have perfect, you have perfect reason, and then tomorrow you discover this man is not longer funny, and then you don't like. Goodbye, and therefore, is love of a child come from very deep. And of course, is one of the most nature influences, most powerful nature's influence of love of child come from past life. Therefore, you ask me, is one I founded happiness in me is to make the birth of a child make me happy. Of course, it's a little difficult to say. It's, I don't know, a correct way to say, but it's once you really find the happiness in you, is you influence everything. Your happiness influence everything. Always you're happy. One small example I give here is we saying a mother who have a child and the child is dead. Mother who have first child and her child is dead, and then she very sad. Very sad. Now we talk the example of influence. She very sad, and then I bring she most beautiful garden. But now is the beauty of a garden is make influence she, or the suffering of a losing of a child influence she in the garden. I bring she most beautiful, that is the what is she have a realization in suffering of a losing child, and I bring she most beautiful in the garden, and she don't feel of a beauty of garden. She never receive it because of a suffering of a losing child, and make she not go to see. Or we have seen and man who likes so much, let's say man who likes so much very poor man, he found that, let's say, most dirtiest place in the earth, I don't know, is most dirtiest place, and maybe somebody throw he there, correct? Somebody throwing he there, and this most dirty and garbage, and then he just moving around, and then suddenly he found some piece of yellow, and then he look clean, he found the size of her head gold herself. In this moment, of course he is happy, therefore is he don't suffering of he is the most dirtiest in the environment, or somebody throw he in there, He cannot, because of her happiness change it. He is most dirty, most bad condition there, but because of happiness offending the gold, and the bad condition not influence he. Not only this, he is happy. He see everything happy, and this woman she have a suffering of losing in the child, and you bring the best condition, most nicest garden, or most nicest house. I don't know. It's whatever you put, and she don't receive, or she not happy in the garden. This what giving is when you have some realization inside, is you go to influence, not outward influence to you. And therefore, your question, yes, you are already happy, you already, I'm just joking, you are already you are already happy, and therefore, of course, you are happy as a child birth, but my shortcut is you inside have a very strong realization, is you don't need other outside influence.
Yeah, I think a great example of that then, or example of that would be the guy who is in the dirty place and finding the gold. If he had already found happiness without condition, without reason, then he wouldn't be really sad about being in the mess and in the dirt, and he wouldn't be really, really excited when he found the gold. He would just be already in a good place. He'd already be in a happy place. So I get the situation with the son makes it a little bit different. It makes it sense. I think it would be good to go on to the Tummo teachings. So just for basics, what is Tummo? What is the practice and the teachings?
Well, first, in Buddhism, is three things in Buddhism: foundation and the path and the result. We call foundation of a Buddhism is a nature, and the path of Buddhism our self. As a result, and the nature and yourself become harmony. Yeah, that's what we call, result. And therefore, Buddhism, we have three things. You need to understand the nature, and you need to practice a path, and the result you go to discover, let's say. Is therefore understanding and the practicing and the discovering. Now, in the practice of Buddhism, always have three things. We never have more than three things. One we call wisdom, and one we call meditation, one we call, compassion. And then in Tummo is the compassion, yes? Compassion and the meditation and the wisdom. They're nothing more. In Buddhism, is compassion. We have two kinds of compassion. One is a compassion of mind. One is a compassion of a body. Is compassion of mind. We call, kindness, and compassion we call bodhicitta. Therefore, or maybe I say simple way say, or you call compassion or love, whatever. Let's say we have a love of mind. We have a love of body. In Buddhism, yes. Love of mind, we are talking is three things: kindness, compassion, bodhicitta. You're more kind, you have less anger. Kindness is antidote of anger. That means anger is a negative influence, and anger make you become somebody who you don't want to become. The kindness is make you become somebody who you want to become. Therefore, we practice kindness. When you have kindness, you have less anger. And then compassion is the antidote of attachment. And and bodhicitta we call, and that's how we call bodhicitta, is antidote of ignorance. Conclusion, our mind have 3 negative influence. 1 is anger, 2 is attachment, and the 3rd is ignorance. And therefore, yes, we practice kindness and compassion and let's say bodhicitta. That's what we practice, is love of mind. But Tantric Buddhism is the only Buddhism who teach love of the body. And the teaching love of the body is a secret. Generally, body is not so popular. In the history of all spiritual practice, is mind, they always praise, say good thing. Body is always, they make repressed something, because body is the more nature and the mind is more culture. Body is more born with knowledge and mind possible learn more knowledge. And therefore body somehow not so popular. Whenever we talk body, always, and therefore Tantric Buddhism is a secret Buddhism. Why? Because is the teaching of a body. Our body is never lie. Body is always talk truth. And mind who always lie, mostly. I mean, of course, sometimes we talk also truth. And therefore, Tummo is the way to practice love of the body. Remember, in our mind, possible be happy, but our body possible feel bliss. Our body possible feel pain, but the mind possible be happy. Is animals, they also have a pain body, they also have a bliss body. But they don't have so much happy mind look like us. They also don't have so much suffering mind look like us. We are human beings who have most strongest mind, and therefore we also have most humans who have a big mind. Therefore, we also have a big happiness. But also we have a big mind, therefore we are who have a biggest suffering. And humans, we possible expanded the suffering how much we wanted. We also possible expand our happiness how much we wanted. But the love of the body is very, very special. And love of body, what we call Tummo, Tummo is what you do first through of your body posture or exercise and your breath power and the mental concentration, you generate inner fire. Is you bring inner fire in your body, and then you start to feel this warmness in your body. When your body start to become the soft warmness or Tummo fire, your body don't feel pain. Body don't have when the Tummo fire is start to come in your body start to become soft warmness, and the soft warmness make your body don't have pain. Your body don't have a pain. This name we call compassion of body. And the moment, maybe I'm or somebody stronger person, but you cannot stay in your body for hours without pain. I say sit one posture for hours without move. It's not possible. Is you possible sit one position without moving, without pain, for 4 hours? You are a great meditation practitioner. And however, therefore, is the Tummo fire come in, and this your body start warm and no pain, and then you don't have a pain body. And not only this, then you start to feel this bliss. It look like chocolate in your mouth or look like little. You start to sensation of a bliss body. And then you have a warm and a bliss body. And that means you start to feel, no pain and the bliss body. And that means your body never complain in you. He don't have pain, he not complain. He feel bliss, he don't need anything. And then body is 100% present moment. We are running there and there because he needs something. He want to bliss, therefore I need to eat this and that. He said, I like exercise, I like stand because you have a pain, not because you like it. I don't say you like it to exercise. That's not true. You don't have a choice. Because when you stand up, exercise, the pain of a sit is gone. Yeah, but people think, they choose freely, they like stand. But no. When you stand, you free of pain of a sit, and therefore you like stand moving, And you too long move, you have a pain of a move, and then you like to sit, Therefore, shortcut is the Tummo fire is the way to practice love of body, and this fire come in and the warm, and then you don't have any pain. And and then you feel bliss, and your body become fully present moment. And your body fully present moment, your body not shouting you, say, I have a pain, I need this, not. Body don't say anything, body is just a complete, okay? And your mind start to relax. Therefore, then your breath start to changing. First, you have out breath, inner breath. Out breath is 21,600 breaths every day. What we're doing, and your right and left nostril breath become balanced. Is you control to your body? Is your body be fully present moment? Is your body never make you complaining? He don't need anything. He don't have any problem. He don't need anything. Wow, I always make a joke, you find the best wife in the earth, or you find the best husband in the earth, or you find the best country, or you find the best home. But the moment my body is not okay, he need this, he don't, well, and then is your body is become present moment because he believes, he no pain, and then you start your right and left nostril breath start to become equal. Usually we breathe in our 21,600, only 675 times our right and left nostril become balanced naturally. And then slowly, is your breath number changing. Usually we say 21,600, but reducing, and the reducing, and we believe you possible go zero level. You cannot, you not breathe in out. Yeah, you don't need to breathe in out. Your body is so relaxed. And then what is inner breath? Our heartbeat. Because the breath of inner breath, our heartbeat. We believe we have 126,600 heartbeats have. Of course, there's a biological clock or biological influence, and then your body more present moment, deepest present moment, and your heartbeat start reducing, and we believe that is the highest goal of a Tummo. Your heartbeat also stopped, and you are reach level look like a dead without dying. And then we believe it. You after heartbeat stopped, you experience mind without mind without emotions, without thoughts, and we believe you experience energy without, let's say, waves. With this energy, with this mind, one focus is enough to change your whole existence. But in this body, in this mind, so much need, in this mind and this body, I need so many times reminded. I make this mind millions times reminded. One reminded, mostly nothing happened. And this body, one repeat is nothing happened, Therefore, we are always, this mind, this body, you need a reminded, repeat, reminded, repeat, reminder, repeat. And that's why we have failed. We give up many times. And that remind and the repeat, you need so much energy. You need so required energy. To have energy, you need so much strong motivation. You need so strong motivation. To have strong motivation, you need a very, very strong belief. Without belief, they don't have motivation. Without motivation, they don't have reminder or repeat. Without reminder, repeat, they don't have success. And that's why I think many times we are fail. But you reach this deepest level, and we believe you experience this, the mind, mind without thought and emotions, and the body or energy without the wave. This mind and this energy, one focus, this energy enough to the biggest change of your life. It look like what I told loving child. And that's why we are doing is Tummo. Yes. I mean, this is the deepest, highest level of course, Tummo, Of course, there are many other things, yes.
Well, we've got to dive into so much of that. I'm curious, have you had that experience yourself? The breath stop, the heartbeat stop, and that presence of mind without the body? Have you managed to experience that yourself?
Myself not. Myself not. I wish so, of course. I'm good. I'm Tummo practitioner. Who believe, who like it. I mean, this is very authentic tradition. This is not a dead tradition. Still, thousands of people practice. Great practitioners have. But myself, of course, I'm not reach this level. I'm happy to reach this level, but maybe I need to reach this level. I need a little more concentrated practice than teaching, Then maybe I'm in the Himalaya, Rocky Mountains. I'm just joking. I need to very, very strong focus, of course,
Have you spoke to somebody or worked with somebody who has experienced that level?
Well, this is very interesting. Usually many Tibetan Buddhist masters, they don't really share these things, the personal experience so much. But yes, I know some people who reach very deep levels. Yes. Also some Westerners, I know, Western Buddhist students, and they really reach deep level what I'm talking. They have a great Western Dharma practitioners. You never find it there, you never hear them, but they have a really, really good level. Not only, you ask me, I know? Yes, I know some people, yes.
Wow. Okay. So trying to compare this from my own experience, which is difficult, but because you tied it to the love of a son, when I held my son for the first time and we did skin to skin, like I put him on my chest and it felt like some crazy universal love or something unexplainable. And I've tried to talk to people about this before, but it felt like there was something much higher, is that what you would feel? Would you feel something like that if you managed to get to that point of Tummo and your heart rate stopped and your breathing stopped? Is that the kind of energy you would feel? What was the experience? What would the experience be like?
I think so. Why is I think so look like this? I told you Buddhist, we give example of the unconditional love, and the mother, she first time hold the child her arm, or father, her first time hold the child her arm. It's a very interesting thing. I always say people, what is the most what is the best moment what is best moment of your life, or what is really make you most happiness? It's interesting. Moment of you are free of I, and I, this big I, Therefore, the moment of you hold the child, yourself, this ego, I and ego is not there. Just the most pure yourself, nearly without I like, I don't like, I don't want it. This I is not there. It's just most nearest of most pure yourself you experience without ego or without I or ego. And that is the you experience naturally with your son without meditate. And that's why also meditationals is we practice, the I, this I, or is the, we always say this I. Of course, the most famous one is the I is look like a king of a samsara. He dominate everything. And we always say, you have wherever have a big I, they have a big problem. When you have I, you become target of everybody. Everybody make your pain. Therefore, whenever you really feel good something, there's less I. That's also you experience. You fall in love somebody, you out of I. You are just yourself. And that's why you feel happy. Therefore, also meditation practitioner or Tummo practitioners, they go out of this ego. The ego or I is called in the Buddhism is the painful, and therefore you experience when you hold in sun your arm. Why? Is because I or ego is not there. It's without practice, and that is the people who deep meditation or through of Tummo. There may be some kind of similarity they experiences, Yes, I think so, yes.
I mean, that makes perfect sense. And I think one of the biggest issues we've spoken about on this channel before is ego. Ego is a huge thing that I'm guilty of wrestling with all the time. So you have the practice of Tummo. Is there other ways of losing the ego, or I think some people call it ego death? Like, is there other practices?
Yes. Yeah, you possibly say this way, Is ego is never allowed to learning, and ego is never allowed to never allowed to learning of others, and ego is never allowed to change yourself. Therefore, you want to become a better person in this world, you need two things. You need accepted help of others. You need help of others. You're born with the help of others. You live with the help of others. You go to die, also help of others. You never say, I don't need help of others. You never never need help of others. Look like people doing, people look like people so much busy. I don't know, they're doing so many things. Maybe their dream one day nobody need their help. This never happened. Never happened. Until your enlightenment, never happened. You don't need the help of others. And therefore you need accepted help of others. But ego sometimes never allowed help. It's dangerous. And we need it. And then, secondly is ego never allowed to change yourself. Generally, I mean, that's what I mean. Ego is a look like. We don't know you have ego or not. It's you make measurement. It's you never allowed to help somebody. I mean, generally I'm saying, and that's me is ego, and you never allowed to change yourself. Is always ego. Therefore, we need self-confident, maybe, or the English correct, or self-esteem. Is self-esteem, is a self-esteem, and the ego is always totally different, you know. And therefore, my conclusion, yes, ego never allowed to learn with others, ego never allowed to change yourself, but without learning others, without change yourself, you are just look like a dead person without dying.
How do we get ego in the first place? And I think it's a human thing, but I think it seems to be more in the West that we invest in ego and we get ego. But how does it happen? How do we get a bad ego?
Well, is maybe I need to talk something very deep way here. I mean, deep way means I always saying, you know, whenever you interested in learn something yourself, is the Buddhism is the one of the greatest teaching ever born in this earth. But not everybody interested in learn deeply, just a superficial vessel, and therefore it's just they want a very superficial level learn. But if you really, truly to learn something, who am I, really, and they have unbelievable logic, understandable answers. But now, because of that, I give you a little answer this way. In the Buddhism, we are talking as three different kind of mind, as we call, or three different kind of mind. Mind without learning, and this also animals also have, and mind with learning, and then mind with meditation. Therefore, that means we have two knowledge, one wisdom. This means we have two knowledge, knowledge without learning and knowledge with learning. Knowledge without learning, exactly, anger, example, jealous, ego. This is a little negative knowledge, is knowledge, but you don't need to learn. But we also have love, kindness, compassion, be nice. That's also knowledge without learning. It's positive knowledge. Therefore, we have knowledge, negative knowledge, and positive knowledge, or neutral knowledge, we never learned. And this name, what the Buddhists call karmic knowledge. Therefore, example is a karmic knowledge. Therefore, ego is the one of karmic knowledge. It means you possible reduce little your ego, but you never really possible free of ego. Let's say, we talk ego. How we make a challenge with ego, correct? Ego is the force is stronger than anything. Yes. Is something you never learned. You're born with us. And therefore, is the ego is always, is the ego have one worry, ego have one worry, ego have one voice. Ego is always worry of nobody know me. Or let's say, the ego is he have one worry and he have one voice. What is her worry? He always feeling of nobody know me. Or I'm a very happy person, but nobody know me. Better I tell, you know. Or I'm a very, very intelligent person, but I think they don't know me. I better to tell. Or I'm a very, very strong person. I'm others, you know. Ego is always worry of maybe nobody know me. And that's why is a voice of ego, always you talking good thing to yourself. You know, I did this. You know, I'm a this. You know, I did, I did this. I did this. I did this. Ego is, let's say, I'm a very, very happy person. I'm so happy, but I'm worried you don't know I'm happy, you know. I think he don't know me, I'm happy, you know. That's his ego. Then you say, hey, you know, I'm really happy, you know. I'm happy, da. Is a jealous leader opposite doing, you know. Jealous is always worry of what I have to go to have others. And that's what the voice of jealous. Always you talk bad thing others. Jealous is have one voice. Jealous have one worry. What is the worry of jealous? What you have to go to have others. That is the worry of jealous. And what is the voice of jealous? You always talk others bad thing, you know. You say, is this person good? Yeah, it's very good. You know, you sometimes you want to be very, very compassionate person, you know. You know, let's say me, you know, you say, you know, I know another Tibetan Tulku, he's very, very good, you know. Immediately I feel something maybe, you know. You say, he is very good. I go, okay, yes, it's okay, good. You say 2 times, oh, okay, 3 times. You say again, I say, okay, enough me, you know. And then I start to say, you know, yes, very good, but you know, you always try to find the little way to say negative. That is the voice of jealous. That therefore, voice of jealous, always talk bad thing others. The worry is always what you have to have others. I have a car. Maybe he also have the same car. No, I don't want it. I have a house. I don't want he have the same house. Or he have a better one. You worry to having others. That's also sometimes you losing friends, correct? Some friends, you are kind of, you are the lower than them, you have less than them, you are less intelligent than them, and they're always friends. They're very kind, they're very nice, they're very caring you. But once you become more intelligent than, you become more success than, you become better, you have more, he only have 1 house, but you have 2 houses, you know, you have 3 cars, I don't know, you become more better. Sometimes some friend, you know, I don't know, it's just they don't want to talk with you. You know, sometimes it look like I did some mistake, you know, look like I did something wrong. I always need to say, hello, it's go to drink, go and drink. I always need to please, look like my success, look like I mistake, you know. I never did the wrong thing to them. I never did it. But that is what to say, jealous. Ego, of course. I say I'm lost a little, but the ego, the voice of ego is always talking good things themselves. It's the worry is nobody know me.
The Tummo teachings, this thing, I feel a similar kind of energy with ego to something that I'd read about that you've spoken about before, and that was the body feeling blocked. And it might attach to ego, but it's blocked by emotions of fear and suffering that we store in the body. First of all, how does that happen? How do we store things in our body, especially like fear and suffering? And what does that do when we store those things inside of us?
Well, in our body is look like a tree. Is the tree of wish fulfilled free. As wish fulfilled free, I think, it's look like a bastard Christmas tree, you know. In you wish, you whatever you wish this body, this body possible give you everything. Is you wish go to heaven, yes, he take you heaven. Is you wish you go to hell, he take you hell. Therefore, in the Buddhist teachings, we say precious human body. The human body is just incredible. It's one of the most incredible nature gift. It's look like you have a human body. You look like a nature world is a lottery winning. It's look like nature world. You look like a lottery winning, and therefore this body is something incredible. Therefore, in this body, it look like a tree of 100 years. And therefore, it's until 25 is look like spring. Until 45 look like summer. After 45 become autumn. After autumn come winter, and then of course tree go to sleep, winter, apple tree, let's say, go to sleep, and we go to die. Therefore, our body generally is made to stay 100 years because of breath, Until 25, we more breath breathe in, Until 25, we more breath breathe in, and therefore the more breath breathe in, therefore our fire element or water element increase our body, especially water. Therefore our body becomes stronger, better naturally until 25. Why? Because we more breathe in. And that is a biological clock or karmic law. But after 25 to 45 between is what you breathe in, what you breathe out become equal. Let's say you breathe out 1 kilogram, you breathe in 1 kilogram is equal. That means breathe in and out become equal. And this name we call maintain. And this equal make your body not go to change so much. Yes, when you're 25 until 45, your body is not so much changed. Let's say I make it, you're 28 years old, maybe I make one photo, and this photo kind of enough until 45. You look yourself, mostly your same person. I also making joke when I'm 35, I start to thinking sometimes, of course, it's just, human mind to think anything. You start to thinking you don't have age. Of course, you have age, but just glimpse the moment, you look your same. Not much change it, And why this happening? Because of breath. But after 45, this karmic law or biological clock after 45 you more breath breathe out, then more breath breathe in. Is go out of balance, but is more breath breathe out, and therefore you more breath breathe out, and then you start losing the fire and the water in your body. Without breath, they no have fire. Without fire, they no have water. And after 45 is you start losing, you more breath breathe out, and therefore you lose the fire and water, and especially you start to losing more water in your body. And the first sign is receive you is in your eyes side, I think you around 45 or 46 or somewhere, you go to surprise. One day you don't see very clearly, Until 45, you always see, you possible read everything, normal person, you have best eyes, no need glass, all okay. But one early morning you wake up, you are 45 or 44, 46. One morning you're reading your book and you go to shock it, You need to do this one, what happened, Yes, it's your eyes, it's water, yeah? You lose water. And therefore, you don't have this, this change you immediately see. Then, of course, and that start happening is, and then also you start losing muscle, After 45, you start losing muscle, and the people who have lots of muscle, but sometimes skin is bigger than muscle, And and after some time, winter is coming, and then of course, whole tree stopped. And therefore, in our body is made of three, we have 5 elements. The first element, what is space, we call neutral element. Not emotional, it's complete neutral element. He not harming, he not helping. He is neutral. And then last element, earth element. Generally, we also say is a neutral element. But then between of this elements, what we have, fire, wind, water, is a very, very emotional element. And those 3 elements who give life us, but who also kill us. Therefore, yes, with the in the Tummo, in Tummo, is our body is made of 3 trees. Our body have a tree of the wind or breath or wind. The root of the tree of the wind, our heart chakra. Yeah, heart chakra. Our heart is the first, the place where wind energy move, but the last place who wind is stopped. And therefore, our and then this way, and then of course we have crown chakra, we have sexual chakra. As a crown chakra is the chakra of the water. A sexual chakra is chakra of the fire. Heart chakra is chakra of the wind. When wind is moved, and the fire is blessing, that's correct English, blessing, and the water we call melting. That's how we call. And then is in the wind you have less tensions. The wind movement have wind possible become, let's say wind is more relaxed, energy more calm, and the wind have less tension. And then the fire quality become better. You experience fire without waves. You experience wind with waves look like wave, and then this become tension in your body. You become tension. Let's say, okay, this way. In the wind have so much of waves, we call movement too much, and then wind creates some tensions, and this produce a bad fire. What is bad fire is hot and burning, and hot and burning is not a good one. And then this also produces bad water in your body, and this way you have more tension body, more stress body, less bliss body. Therefore, first you make calm your breath, make calm your energy, and then the fire is best fire quality. It means warm and the soft fire coming. And then you experience this bliss. And therefore, yes, your question, yes, is the Tummo is a way to release tensions of a stress of a body? Yes. Our body have 72,000 channels and the 21,600 breaths, and made of 2 essence we call red essence or white essence. Maybe I say another way. That is maybe better to make understandable. Our body is a water body. That's a water body. We are a water planet. Planet have 1 ocean. We say 7 Great Lakes, 72,000 channels have. 72,000 rivers have, and maybe say 28 billions of stream water. That means our planet is just water. We are a water planet. Similar, we have water body. Our brain is look like ocean of our body. Our 7 chakras is look like 7 lakes of our body. Our 72,000 channels look like 72,000 rivers of our body. We have, I think, 28 billion poles. Poles is look like stream water of our body. That means our body is just water body. Therefore, water have 2 possibility. Just be water or be freeze, become ice. Water is become freeze, ice, and you have a pain body. You have pain, you have pain yes, you have pain body. And the freeze ice body start to melt it, and then you have a bliss body. You have water body means you have bliss body. You have ice, freeze ice body means you have pain body. And therefore, is to melt this freeze ice pain body is we need inner fire. But naturally in our life, our body towards a freeze ice body to melt it in the water 3 times happen. Without this, your body too painful, you cannot survive. Therefore, they have 3 painkillers in nature world. One is a death, And without the death, life is too painful. Yes. It's one day you and me existing just to become pain. Not because you lose something, not because of that, not because of anything, because of your existing just to become pain. In this moment, is the death, is waking your inner fire, and then water is melting, and you are free of the pain of the existing of life. Therefore, I be honestly, without the death, I'm very afraid. Not now. Of course, now I don't want to die. But one day, only death possible may liberate the pain of existing. And the second is a sleep. Without sleep, 24 hours is too painful. You have many other reasons to be happy. You have many conditions to feel good. But without sleep, after 24 hours, you look like a zombie. I don't know, it's just, Therefore, moment of sleep, and the sleep is the natural healing, natural painkiller, and the sleep make this freeze ice body to melted water. Therefore, I'm used to making joke. This is a Tantra. Therefore, Tantra, we have 3 important practices: yoga of the death, and yoga of sleep, and yoga of inner fire. Therefore, death is the painkiller or healing or liberation of the suffering of existing. One day, you and me never want to exist, because exist is too painful. Maybe I'm going to become most respected man and woman on earth, zero meaning. I'm become most richest, most powerful man in this earth, zero meaning. Just my exist is enough pain. Of course, this only happen once our life. Therefore, its death is, yes, it's a natural way to waken inner fire, to melting our freeze ice body to water. And then sleep, I already told it, and therefore, yes. And I'm used to making joke people. I don't want you become good person, I just make a joke people. It's leader too. It's you don't try to become good person, you try to have good sleep. If you have good sleep, you have more great chance to become good person. I don't really much believe without a good sleep, I don't believe you become very, very great person. Because without sleep, your day is too painful, too stressful. And therefore, as sleep is the moment, is the naturally you experience what you call inner fire. Therefore, death is knowledge of body, as sleep is knowledge of body.
I hope you're enjoying this interview so far with Tulku Lobsang Rinpoche. If you are enjoying it, consider becoming a Patreon member, where you can get access to the full 3-hour unedited interview down below, and 3 more full interviews as well, only available at Patreon right now. So go down below, and there's exclusive benefits, including behind the scenes and so much more. Patreon community is what makes this possible. We would not be able to travel around the world without your support. So thank you so much for making this happen. And let's dive back into the episode.
Luckily, we have a few days with you, because there's writing notes down as they come up, because I think without death, life is too painful. I never thought about that, but I think we can do a whole conversation on death. So if people want to tune in for one of the other episodes, we'll cover this in a lot more depth. Everything we're speaking about today, we'll cover in a lot more depth. But the one thing I just wanted to cover there was there's this book about the body keeps a score. There's a book out there called The Body Keeps a Score. And having that, so I want to take an example. If I lost a loved one and it caused a lot of pain for me, and I'm guessing it turned into ice in my body, and I held on to that. What's the negative side effects of that ice in the body?
One example is when you mind, let's say you mind change it, your energy go to change it. Your energy change it is then your channels go to change it. That means, let's say your mind hurt so much, and then your energy block. Let's say your mind hurt or suffering or hurt or pain, and then your energy block. Therefore, energy, mind never separate. Wherever mind, there energy. Wherever energy, mind is there. Energy, mind never possible separate. Therefore, each 24 hour, and in generally, we say wherever your body, they have energy. Wherever energy, they have mind. But every 24 hour, location of your mind changing in your body, according to Tantric Buddhism. Therefore, when we are deep sleep, is mostly our energies concentrate our heart chakra, and then more energy in the heart chakra, more mind heart chakra. Moment of we are dreaming is more energy concentrated throat chakra and more mind there. Moment of we awake is more energy our crown chakra and more mind there. Moment of sex is we have more energy in the navel chakra and more mind there. Therefore, is let's say this way, another way I say in this way. Therefore, we have our body naturally have the biological 4 times. Therefore, different moment, different change it. But maybe your question another way say, in Tantric Buddhism, we call the 6 chakras, crown chakra, throat chakra, heart chakra, navel chakra, sexual chakra, under the feet chakra. Maybe better way say this way. In the 6 chakras, it means we have channels, and the 6 chakra, they have 6 energies, Is we have a chakra means they have more channels. They have more channels, they have more wind. They have more wind, they have more blood or fire. They have more blood, fire, they have more essence, we call white essence or hormones. Therefore, in the crown chakra, chakra of ego, throat chakra, chakra of jealous, heart chakra is chakra of attachment, navel chakra is chakra of, I hope this correct English, called misery. Misery means you don't want to spend, It's everything you want to keep it. It's this kind of the thing, yeah?
Greed?
It maybe look like this, yes. And then, let's say, is in the sexual chakra, a chakra of ignorance. Under the feet chakra is chakra of anger. Therefore, the 6 chakras have 6 chakras. They have more channels. They have 6 different wind energy. Under the navel is we call karmic wind, and our sexual chakra descending wind. Our navel chakra fire accompanying descending, descending, our fire accompanying wind. Our heart chakra life holding wind. Our throat chakra descending, yes, upward wind, and then our crown chakra pervasive wind. Wind is energy. Therefore, the 6 chakra have 6 emotions or 6 different kind of mind. They have 6 different kind of energies have. Therefore, your emotions make you energy block. And the energy block, and the fire is to die. Fire is a die, and the fire is a die, ice go to freeze. And then you entire life, or I don't know, is you always keep freeze ice body, and the pain, tired body whole time. And therefore, your mind, yes, your emotions infected or make a very big difference your body. But yes.
Wow, okay. So I think it's so interesting to see it as this visual, because I think so many of the questions that we get are people who have spent years and years of their life with the frozen, and they've got pain, trauma, hurt, anger, and they carry it around with them. So you're saying they are blocked, like there's no flow, there can be no flow. So this is a really interesting point to go straight onto, which I really wanted to touch on, was in Tummo, the fire. And so now we're saying that we need the fire to melt and to get rid of this ice. And the really cool thing that I loved is there's 3 types of fire energies. This is coming from you. I'm repeating here, so I'm butchering this, guys. So you'll describe it better than me. But there's 3 fire energies. There is the first fire energy, which is like grit, determination, and I think a lot of us have tapped into that, where it's very powerful, but it's kind of a bit more uncontrolled and all over the place. Then there is a calm fire. And then there is the fire without wave, which you spoke about earlier, which is just the deepest calm. So I don't know if I'm not going to say this right, so I'm going to let you describe this. Is the fire going down to up, going up to down, and fire without no wave. So let's talk about the 3 fire energies and how we can harness them. But let's talk about the first fire energy. When you say it's a fire that it goes down to up and it's grit and determination, is that a bad thing, or can we still use that fire for good as well?
Yes, exactly. Yes. Maybe before I give answer, is let's say fire is everywhere in our body, but the main location is the location or root of fire is our sexual chakra. And that's why when we make Tummo meditation, we try to fan the Tummo fire. Is the maybe generally I say is fire is everywhere in our body. But fire, the root of the fire, or foundation of fire, and the lower part of body under the navel, and especially our sexual chakra. And that's why fire is usually the location of fire, lower part of body, but manifest upper part of body. That's very interesting. Therefore, whenever we become hot or sweat, usually something easily happen more upper part of body. But water is a little opposite, Water is the main location is upper part of body, and the main location in the brain. And therefore, whenever we feel the cold things, let's say your hand cold, your kidney cold things, usually is upper part of, main location, upper part of body, but manifest the lower part of body. That's why fire always who going down to up, is usually what is nature of fire. Of course, is he going down to up. That's her kind of nature, Therefore, whenever you fan the Tummo fire, when you meditate Tummo fire, more difficult to fan the Tummo fire below the navel. More easy you fan the upper part of body, Maybe you hold the breath, you do this, your face go hot, I don't know, everybody hot, but lower part is nothing up, and Therefore, fire who going down to up is we call rough fire or little rough fire. It's a fire with more wave or more out of control. Is good. It's first the step. Because this fire is a rough. This fire is not go so deep in our body. That's how we know this kind of fire quickly come in, quickly go away. How we know the fire is not went deeply is quickly come in, quickly go away, and maybe it's very quickly take your pain, but pain is come back quickly. Is you say useless? No, of course useful. It's great, but that's not. Don't stop there. This is not the fun or fire. And then is a Tummo fire. This we call the rough fire. Yes, going down to up. But you go to practice, and then some moment the fire coming up to down. The fire start, you feel the sensation of warmness also, more upper part of body, the up to down, and you start to feel the lower part of body also. This name calm fire. Why is fire have less waves? Is a fire is less wave, is we call better quality fire. Why is it better quality? Is a less wave, he is become more warm, is he not hot. Hot is not healthy. Is hot is good, and of course everybody try to have fever, is we think is hot is a good thing. Of course we stay whole time in the sauna, I don't think there's a sauna or just to have fever or menopause. The ladies who have 50 years, they have menopause. That's bad fire. Yeah, bad fire is to burn all your water, nothing left. Yeah, your skins become dark, you go bad fever coming, you lose immediately water, your face look like coming, you never receive food last 10 days, because water is burned. Therefore, the fire is the calm fire is a fire who coming up to down, and this is a better fire. Why I say calm is the fire is always coming down. He have less wave, of course, and that is this fire go deeper, and they go deeper means release deeper tension, or deeper blocks, or deeper pains. But there we needed the best fire, the best, the most softest quality fire. And then, let's say example, you go to sauna, this very 90 degrees, very hot one. Of course, he opens something. Yeah, you go set kind of course. But this is very surface level, take tension. It's not deeply. It's not deep. Of course, this is helpful, therefore, but it's not take so deep, And then the number third one, Tibetan, what we call, directly translation we call stable fire. It means fire without wave. Means you don't feel fire going down to up. You don't feel fire going up to down. They have a soft fire everywhere. Is a fire becomes soft, and the fire becomes soft means becomes soft warmness. The soft warmness become bliss. Hot never become bliss. Hot, the burning one is never become bliss. And therefore, but now question, how possible we have soft fire? Because fire is come out of the wind. And then wind quality is who go to decide the quality of the fire. But then you start to how we control the quality of wind, the quality of your focus. Let's say you are a deeper relax, you are deeper present moment, or you have a deeper concentration or focus, and then your wind is become quality better coming. Wind quality become better, and fire quality become better. Fire quality become, yes. And therefore, let's say quality of the fire, who decided? Wind. And the quality of wind, who decided? Your mental concentration. You have more higher quality of concentration, you have more the better quality of wind energy. You have better quality of wind energy, you have better quality of the fire. If you have better quality of fire, you have better quality of water. You have better quality of water, you have more, of course, a bliss body.
just to pick on that one more time, let's say we do have pain, frozen pain inside of us that has been there for years. Rough fire can't fix that.
Yes, that's helpful.
It's helpful.
Yes, helpful. I think so, yeah.
What type of fire do we need? Do we need like a calm fire, or do we need fire without waves to unblock pain, trauma, ice frozen that we carry around with us?
Okay, maybe now interesting. I take this opportunity. We have 3 kinds of pain in our body. First is a pain of channels block. Is a pain of a channels block means, your channels is a twist or break, and this kind of pain. And this kind of pain is never moving, stay same place. Is a pain is always stay one place, not moving. That is more as a pain of channels. And also is your pain is come from your channels block or break. When you start moving, it does make your pain also. Movements make a pain, and pain is not moving so much, and that means your channels some break or block or twist or whatever. But then second pain is come from more with energy, or wind energy we call, is that this pain is not always stay one location. This pain is moving. Today is a pain there, tomorrow pain there, and moving the pain. And this is how you know, and this pain is not come from body movement. You make a move, does not make a pain. You make a concentration, you make a little stress, give your mind. You just, you concentrate, or maybe you focus something, you make a little stress, you give a little job your mind, this pain is coming. And that's pain, and that is not channels, more connect wind, Number 3 pain is something nobody understands. I need to give example. I think this pain is nobody understand. Only Buddhists understand, Buddhists understand. Don't think nobody understand. This is a pain of a bliss. Pain of a bliss means is not the pain of not the pain make you pain. The bliss of body make you pain. Feel good in the body, this become pain. It does not make a pain of pain, but it's this bliss, nice feeling of body become pain, because the feeling of nice make you stress your body. Once more example, therefore our body is too weak, feel bliss. Our body sometimes enough good to carry suffering. You have a weakest body in the earth, but you still possible carry the biggest pain of earth in the body. But I give you 1 kilogram of happiness in your body, you cannot. You have stress. You go to stress. You cannot hold it. Therefore, you want to feel bliss, you need a strong body. If you want to have to feel pain body, you don't need a strong body. And therefore, one small example here with the chocolate, It's a chocolate we put in our mouth, of course, it's nice, it's a bliss. Nobody say, I'm suffering, generally, directly body not suffering, of course, body feel bliss. But when chocolate is put in your mouth, you feel good, you feel good. But you cannot hold the feeling of good so long. You become a little nervous, you start to chooping, choop. It's usually, if you really like the taste of a chocolate, and you should be relaxed and keep next half hour, Isn't it? You want to keep the sweetness of chocolate in your mouth? Everybody say yes. And then why you don't keep the next half hour? Because you put in the mouth, don't chew, just naturally make melted, and then have bliss of chocolate to stay at least a half hour. But why in the first moment you put in the mouth, you immediately start to look like chup. You become nervous. You cannot hold the bliss so long in your body. You become nervous and you chup and swallow. And then you start saying, oh, this is so nice, I want again. Therefore, our body is not, this name we call, is not pain of the pain, we call pain of bliss. Means we cannot, the body is so nervous to hold in bliss look like maybe very important person, guest come in your house, maybe, I don't know, most important person come in is most important news, but maybe you're so excited, maybe you go to stress out, It's a little similar, The bliss go in our body, your body is so much attached, you so much attachment, he hold it, he want more, he hold it, and this make his stress, And that's why he want to quickly eat it and gone.
Just to premise this, because I think, sometimes we talk about all these different types of teachings, we give them names and words and all this kind of stuff. And I think maybe some people watch this and go, well, that's interesting if you believe in that, or that's interesting if you follow that teaching or that faith. But one thing I wanted to premise on camera is that scientists have studied these teachings that you're talking about, and they have struggled to understand the control of the autonomic nervous system. So you can literally control parts of your body using these kinds of systems and these teachings that we typically as humans can't control. We don't know how we control our heartbeat or our pulse and our body's temperature, but like through these teachings you're able to do that. And I think one of the clips that comes up is you were in a TV show for National Geographic with Morgan Freeman, I think it was.
Yes.
And it was an example of how you can use these practices to control your physical body. And it was a huge frozen room, like ice blocks all around. And he's got this huge jacket on, and you're sat there in your t-shirt meditating, and you're using the inner fire to keep your body temperature at a certain temperature, which if you threw me in there, I'd get cold quite quickly. So there's science that doesn't back it. The science has tried to understand it and struggles to understand it. So we're literally talking about a way of, you can physically raise your body's temperature through using this system. It's not just words, it's a physical thing that you can actually do.
Yes, it's really possible. Fending fire is not difficult. It's a rough fire, let's say, what we call rough fire. Fending is really not difficult. They have 3 different ways to fend in the fire. Of course, one through of body posture and exercise, and one is through of the holding your breath, one through of mental concentration. But usually, we always say concentration of mind is the right location, is the root of the fire. The holding breath is a friend of Tummo fire. Exercise accelerate this Tummo fire. Therefore, sometimes you also possible generate the Tummo fire is a rough Tummo fire. It's not so deep through of special exercises, special exercise. And of course, in the rough fire is already good. It's already good. It's the Tummo fire. We always say is you want a healthy body, we say practice Tummo. You want happy mind, we say practice Tummo. Conclusion, Tummo fire is we call the fire accompanying wind. Is he doing one job in our body. He doing all of the essence of elements, or we say essence of element. He transform back in the body. All the waste part of element he release outside. He make the cycle, and he is the who make it. He make this kind of And the Tummo fire, he is there well doing, and you have more chance to have healthy body, happy mind. But it's your question. yes, you don't need any kind of believers, nothing needed is really physical, is you possible generate. And usually we have 3-day Tummo, 7-day Tummo, is, I kind of really well instructed you follow 3 days me, you have good condition, you go to phantom of fire. You are no problem to resistant cold. But that's just a little tip of the Tummo. This is not, it's great, it's a good thing, but that's is little part of Tummo. Therefore, if you want to generate Tummo fire quickly, and is the working with your breath, And therefore, we have a special kind of a cycle of training of the how you hold your breath every day. Maybe your training is holding your breath every day 30 times, but they have special way to do, and you possible do that next 3 days, and and then you kind of fan the Tummo fire through over holding the breath, Therefore, your question, yes, it's no need many conditions. Just your mental focus, breath work, and the body posture. Yes, you possible phantom of fire.
I think it's interesting because I think we hear about these teachings and we put them on a pedestal and think they're unattainable or unachievable. So it's nice to hear that it's achievable, like we can do these. And there is, in the description of this video, there'll be a link to one of your courses where you can start to learn about this kind of stuff. Just to click back onto the unblocking of the traumas and the pains and all that kind of stuff. Once you've done that, using something like the fire, once you've unblocked those things, are you then resilient to if something bad happens in your life? Like if you got rid of all that ice, if one of your loved ones or friends dies, how do you deal with that? Like, are you better equipped to be able to deal with that once you've unblocked those pains that you're already carrying?
Well, myself, yes. Generally, I say I don't have maybe myself, I'd say I don't have a fear of the suffering of mind. Nearly, I say, I don't say 100%, but I'm not free of the suffering of mind, but I'm nearly confident I can control. I possibly control my mind. Therefore, that's I trained. This name what we call mind training. Therefore, I'm never, of course I don't like the losing, the suffering, all those things, but I'm always confident something happen. I always possible deal with my mind, but in the body, I'm used to joke, some people, I'm more fear of the pain of a body than suffering of mind. My personally. It's a suffering of mind. I'm not free of suffering of mind. I'm not enlightened. But the biggest suffering or biggest lose coming, of course, then I still confident I can go to handle those. But the pain of a body is, I'm a little more nervous than the suffering, generally I say, because pain of a body is so intensive, and you need really long term. You have some inner fire practice, or long term you have something not to training, something pain of a body. You don't know how to release out, but the pain of mind, I've changed one reason. I give one reason, change it. It's one reason, change it. Everything got to change it, 1 millisecond. But in my body, if pain is there, of course, it's some position changes. Sometimes it's not enough, and therefore. Yes, but in Tantric Buddhism, we always say this. once your Tummo fire is really went deeply and you experience a deep bliss, is that's what we're saying, is the needles is put in your skin, you don't feel pain, but also your enemy, somebody who you really never like, the person you never want here, never like to see, but he or she become to shouting you, you hear everything but not heard you. Or let's say needles not making pain, the sharp others' words not make hurt you. But of course you're not enlightened, you're just chemically your body changes, and therefore you become resistant. Pain is the incredible, and that means you have a compassionate body. In this world, you need compassionate body, you need compassionate mind, because this world is very tough. And you got to lose everything. There's nothing left. Losing is very painful, and therefore nothing possible save you. You got to lose everything, and therefore to losing is not to make a pain or reduce pain. What is Tummo fire, or mentally you call compassion, physically you talk Tummo fire. Therefore you have a Tummo fire, or you have more Tummo fire, you have more compassionate mind. You have more compassionate mind, maybe you also have a direction of more Tummo fire. And therefore, yes, that's why that's why life, somehow look like great, but generally life is a challenge. Life is painful. I'm sometimes joke, birth is also painful. Nobody born happily, include mother and children. Sometimes you look, the event look like something wrong, This is look like not nature, It's just, is this really nature? It look like it's a wrong direction walking, how death is also, birth is look like also fighting, death is also look like fighting. To live life, continue, is also look like fighting, Therefore, Buddha, Shakyamuni, he teaching, the first teaching is a teaching of impermanent. Means everything got to change, it. And the last teaching before he died is teaching of impermanent, means everything got to change it. Is a changing means they have some changing bring something, but the changing also something losing. Therefore changing makes so much pain, and therefore you need the compassion. You cannot control all changes. Change got to happened, and that's why we need Tummo. We need the Tummo fire. Is it when you have a Tummo fire in your body, you have more compassionate mind. You have more compassionate mind. You have maybe more have a Tummo fire. Means is the changes or lose, whatever you call, is make less hurt you or less make pain you, and that's why I'm also very motivated to teach in the Western world, because sometimes you teach to practice compassion mentally is a challenge, complicated, compassion is difficult, but you teach to inner fire, and mostly people easy, you do it breath work, your mental concentration, body exercise, then you generate inner fire. Therefore, conclusion, yes, hopefully I understand your question, is you become resistant physical pain and resistant also mental suffering.
Just on that on the physical pain side, again, a lot of the people that we interview, we work with, myself, my brother, my sister, sometimes we choose physical suffering. Mm-hmm. We decide to run hundreds of miles and jump in cold water and do things that might cause physical pain. What's your thought on that?
That is normal, because in this world you in this sometimes is the happiness is the way to release, or happiness is a way to what I want to say. Sometimes you don't know how to be. Maybe I say it this way: you have a pain, you're tired, you're boring, you feel bored, or you feel boring and tired. The pain to sit in here, that's you don't want it. Now you have two possibilities: the quick way, or long way, or short way to forget this pain. And the through of other happiness, you possible make a release of this pain, or you possible bring another pain. You organize this pain. With another pain, you possible release this pain. That is the most popular practice in modern world, Let's say you sit here and you feel boring and tired, and then I just make you a half hour running. That's painful, of course. Yes. But this pain make to the pain of 2 hours is gone, and then maybe next 3 hours you don't feel pain. Therefore, pain is also a way to release a pain. Yes. We have a saying in the Buddhism, you have the sweet in your mouth. Let's say I put a small piece of small piece of a sugar in your mouth. I have two ways to take away this. One, I put one bitter, very, very bitter something, then the sweet is gone. But one, I put big sweet, I put, usually you take small sweet, but now I give you a bigger sweet than before, and this big sweet take the small sweet away. And therefore, similar, you have some kind of pain, boring, then I create another suffering, Yes, it's either the other suffering possible, take other suffering. Hopefully I understand. I think is a conclusion is that's how we do it. It's good method. It's good method. It's a shortcut in the Buddhism. Always say my shortcut is, I think this is a good example. Is a pain of a body is look like small sweet in your tongue, and you have two ways to take away the small sweet in your mouth. You not longer feel the small sweet. One, you take a bitter. You take something bitter, and the small sweet is not longer you feel. One, you don't, one you take the more sweet than what you took before, bigger sweet than what you took, and then you don't feel longer the small sweet. Is a similar way. Is you take a little bigger pain than what you have pain now here, because now you sit here is a kind of pain, but then you stand up and running and you make a little tired, exhaust, and then this pain make you forget it, or you don't feel what you have pain before, and that is the one of most popular way of modern way to deal with the pain.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reason we use it is to train so that when suffering comes in the future, that we have the tools to handle the suffering. But can training physical suffering, running and handling physical suffering, prepare you for mental suffering?
Yes, I really think so. I really think so. I believe it.
Why do you think, I don't know if this is humans in general or if it's mainly the West, but why do you think that we're so angry and hurt as a population? Why do you think we carry so much anger?
Anger is very interesting, is the anger and the relation of attachment is very interesting, Without attachment, they no have anger. Cannot anger. Attachment make you have something. Without have, there's nothing have lose, correct? Without have, then nothing have lose. To lose, you need the first condition to have. Therefore, usually anger is always connected losing something, losing, generally I say. Therefore, you have more attachment yourself, you have more reason to angry others. Usually anger is always, sometimes your own pain make you angry. Your own pain, your own physical pain or mental pain, and that is a reason to angry. Or sometimes somebody, your friend or somebody who you know, they have a pain, and that's make you, angry also. Or sometimes somebody who you don't like it, and they don't like it, and somebody helping this person, and that's also make angry. Anger is have there 9 different kind of way to angry. Your anger is, however, but anger is always connect to something pain. Therefore, my shortcut is we always say this. First, you have attachment. Attachment make a birth, correct? The birth ideas or birth is concept. Attachment. Attachment is look like creator. That is my country, my family, my business, my. Yes, this is you make a birth, of course. And then slowly you start losing this, whatever reason, or somebody make lose, or yourself, you mistake of you, or somebody make whoever, and you possibly angry yourself, or you possibly angry anybody. You start losing and you become angry. When you become really, really angry, you become really, really angry, and you can not longer thinking. And then you go back ignorance, we say. And therefore, is I'm not wrong, my feeling is the people have a very much, I'm sure many reasons, people have many angries, is they have very much a strong opinion their self or strong opinion of others. They have some attachment, they have some belief. Say, this is right, that is wrong, Or another way I say, in this world, I'm always say, I like to say this way, truth is not important, love is most important. But this century or this 21st century, especially modern world or Western world, the truth has become very, very important. Everybody have their own truth. We don't have mostly truth of a religion. Kind of a religions become leader, not interesting everybody. And maybe we don't have a truth of so much culture. Nobody know which my culture, your culture, don't worry. Truth of culture is a kind of dying. Truth of religion is a kind of dying. But then a new truth is born. Me, my, this is my truth. This is right, this is wrong, this is true, this is not true, You create your own private truth. And then, and not only that, in this truth you have great attachment. And whoever make a challenge this truth, you go to so angry or directly, indirectly. I know some people angry or whole humanity. I know some people, really, they're angry people. Just they're angry people. It's all of the mistake. Sorry, all of the mistake look like people did. Therefore, my conclusion is you have a bigger truth, bigger right and wrong. Truth, not true, and then you have bigger truth, you have bigger attachment. And you have bigger attachment, then you have big pains. And the big pains, and this make you angry.
I've not heard the my truth, the way you said that with my truth and not the truth. And I think you're right in saying that's very prevalent, and it's a thing, especially on social media, that we hear a lot. This is what I think. This is the way I think it is, and the attachment to those thoughts. People get hurt if people don't agree with them. I've never heard it. Do you think that's is that like over the last 10, 20 years, the last 100 years that people have developed this idea of my truth?
I really think, is example, my truth or my view or my belief, whatever you call, but I like to say truth, is you say, I think this 21st century is enlightened century, means everybody have it's good because everybody allowed to think their self. That's good news. But then everybody discover their own truth. And it's good news is maybe past. We have one big truth, What is truth? Is a religion or the culture. That's our tradition and culture is we have two big truths and everybody follow these truths and they don't have much space of my truth. Correct? And then 21st century is changed. We have this freedom. And then the traditional truth and the tradition of the religion truth is start to go a little softer or whatever call. And then is a good thing. And then everybody allowed to think themselves is good news. But then they discover their own truth, my way or my truth or whatever. That's why, and means that they have their own truth, means they have their own views, they have their own opinions. Sometimes they have very strong. It's not some people, not only they have a truth, but their truth is a truth of everybody. They want it, And therefore, that's why I think this last 10 or 20 years, yes, I really believe. That's why I wrote one book. It's in Tibetan language we call Demba Motso Pembatso, means truth is not important, help is more important. And therefore, sometimes I talk people, you want to be truth, or you want the truth, or you want to be happy. You need to choose. And I also say people, we never born with the truth, we only born with love. And the truth we learned. The animals never have a truth because they never learned us. The truth is really we learned. And therefore, sometimes I say, truth is the enemy of happiness, and the truth is the poison of health. Therefore, I never believe a truth. I believe in love, but I don't believe a truth. A truth is enough make suffering this earth. And truth is enough make suffering in this earth. We don't need more suffering. That's why I say, who teach truth and who practice truth, they practice how to make suffering. Why? Because truth is not flexible usually. I don't believe truth means is mostly people who have a truth, they're never flexible. And they never space have others. They only have space themselves. It's look like, you find the truth means you have very special feet. You have special feet, is this kind of feet never have in this earth, therefore you find your special shoes, correct? And it's look like this, therefore, and yes, your question is truth is a problem. Therefore, I never believe truth to make a better world. I never believe truth to make one world, and I don't believe they have more truths coming. They have more divide coming.
Yeah, I think that is one of the biggest problems, and the idea that people can have freedom of thought and different ideas is fantastic. The issue is when we attach ego to our truth and as fact, and yeah, it creates more division and more divide amongst people for sure. I love that conversation around that. It's fantastic. There was, the story and how we create these documentaries. I think we've gone down the route of the teachings for a lot of this conversation, which is fantastic. But I wanted to try and put it back to your own story just for a moment, and just to sort of come to the end of this conversation was along the way you discovered you wanted to share these teachings. At what point did it become, I want to share these teachings with the West and the globe and travel around the world? Was there a moment where it happened where you knew that was maybe your purpose or what you were supposed to be doing?
Oh wow! Be honestly is everything happen organically, maybe naturally. I don't really much plan. I mean, somehow I start to teaching, and somehow people start to like, and then yes, people start to like, and then I start to teach more, And then also I realize Western or modern or Western student is very, very good student, Once they want it, they're very serious. They're really learning, And therefore, this makes me so motivated. I really feel Western student is, I'm always saying my East friends is the best student, But always we have a problem is this traditional teachings. We have so many conditions, And then nobody qualify this condition, nobody fulfill this condition, then never we possible teach it. But what I doing without the condition, is without condition. I make it directly teaching, and that's make everybody more easier. But in the traditionally, we give, you want to learn Tummo, you need to first do this, further this and that, and so many conditions, and then people cannot, But of course, first of course, teaching, people interested, and also this, of course, helping myself, little more practicing, because sometimes my students make me little motivated, Sometimes some of my students, they're really much devotion me, maybe they are very much believe me. Yeah, some people say, Tulku Lobsang understand, and then I start thinking myself, wow, they're really devoted to me, but I'm not look like what they're thinking, And this make me little motivated to become better practitioner or be a better person, Of course, some people make you criticize. Maybe that's also helping you. But sometimes people praise. You're amazing. Then I'm thinking, no, I'm not amazing. But this helped me become also, better practitioner. Therefore, I always thankful my students, they give me everything, They give me motivation to learning more and the motivation to more practicing or motivation to give more better person or who leader criticize. And that's also is a very painful way to become better person. But who also make praise, correct? They say nice things. And that's also make me, okay, I need really to catch up, I know some my student, they're better than me, they practice, really. I think sometimes I really thinking, this practice is a little better than me, better than me. Of course, I'm still teacher, I'm teaching, but I know there is a little better than me, or whatever level. And therefore, yes, I'm so the through of my student, they give me best mind and the best body and let's say best life. And they're great my teacher, and there is a great my path. And I use this as a teaching, I use my path. I'm so happy what I'm doing, But still, you ask what is most important of myself, my practice. Yes, my practice is the most important. And then, of course, second is most important, is a teaching. And third is I'm very much like to receive more teachings and the learnings of this one. There are three things, my own practice, my own learnings, and the teaching, But my still most to focus my own practice, yes.
Just a quick interruption from the video. I want to talk about our paid partnership with BetterHelp. As you guys are aware, I've always been super open about my mental health, anxiety, depression. For a long time, the way I would deal with that is by burying those emotions, working really hard, running hundreds of miles and burying those feelings
deep down inside. That's why over the last 2 years, I have stuck to online therapy, weekly online therapy, and it's been absolutely incredible. It was a massive weight off my shoulders. I know I'm not the only person who feels like this, but sometimes it can feel like you are. And you can feel super alone in that anxiety, that depression. And then we have to add the mix of social media in there. For somebody like myself, I'm on social media all the time for work, but so many other people look on there and see these highlight reels of people's lives that's just not true reality. All of these things can be super overwhelming. For a lot of people, we decide to keep it to ourselves. We think we can battle through, we can push through. That's why I turned to online therapy. And you can too with BetterHelp. BetterHelp connects you with a credentialed therapist who can help navigate whatever you're going through. It's an online platform, so you can do your sessions from wherever feels comfortable. And if the first therapist isn't a right fit, you can switch at no extra cost. Most people using BetterHelp are looking for support with anxiety, and 69% report improvement after just 6 weeks. Therapy helped me shift my perspective, process things in a way I couldn't do alone, and actually start feeling lighter. If you've been thinking about therapy, this might be the right sign to give it a go. Click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/Mulligan Brothers for 10% off your first month of therapy. Let BetterHelp rule your anxiety, so anxiety doesn't rule you. Let's get back to the video. Was there ever a moment on that journey over the last 20, 30 years where you've doubted yourself, or you've struggled, or had a dark moment where maybe you didn't know if you wanted to continue doing this?
I don't really remember, but I don't really don't remember, but I think sometimes you feel down is possible, you know. Yes, but I don't really remember exactly. I don't think a big thing happened, but of course sometimes some situations make you, it's deep down level, but it's temporarily, you some kind of a question come in, but then you have immediate answer yourself, It's, immediately you have answer yourself, but some conditions make you question come in, is this okay, this is right or wrong, But then of course, this question is become very suddenly coming, but I have answer is something, I have some deep answers, and then I give answer myself. I'm sure, yes, that is good, And then, of course, I go back in normal line, But I never, and recently I never have this. I'm really happy, yes. But I think sometimes possible. Mm-hmm.
If your mission is to reduce suffering around the world, what's the biggest obstacle that stands in the way for you?
Wow, that's interesting. I never receive anybody this question. I maybe don't have answer this here. Yes, maybe my laziness. Let's say it this way. And I'm not so proud. My laziness is I don't have a laziness. Maybe I'm spiritually maybe more better than now. And therefore, laziness is I think, a challenge of everybody, but also maybe me. Therefore, whatever we practice, of course, they have 5 obstacles, we say, but the one of a greatest obstacle, everybody, but maybe me also, I say, laziness. They have 3 kind of laziness we have. I think maybe I have all laziness, but still I don't call I'm a complete lazy person, but I'm still know the greatest challenge in me is laziness. They have laziness who don't want to do anything. Yes, and this name I call the laziness of body. This laziness is not so, it's just a simple laziness. You ask me, I have this laziness, I say not so much maybe. Then I have the second laziness, what we call laziness who want to do tomorrow. This I call the laziness of mind. And this laziness, I have a little challenge. Yes, who want to do tomorrow? And yes, and then they have, yes, this laziness, I have a little more challenge, of course. And the last laziness is the, we call hidden laziness or hidden laziness. And the laziness and who always need to do other thing. Doing other thing is a way to not doing. And this is the one of most advances laziness, as is the laziness who take our happiness, and the laziness who take our health, or laziness who, is one of the greatest laziness. And this laziness is a hidden laziness, but this is, I also say, 21st century laziness. And therefore, in this laziness, always have one mantra, mantra of never have time, I don't have a time, I don't have a time is a become mantra of this hidden laziness. Hidden laziness is always busy. Always hidden laziness, always busy, because he always doing something. But doing something or doing many things or doing something is a way to not do. And therefore, sometimes I used to make a joke, this name German laziness, because I'm always going to German round, Germans usually is not lazy people, but I'm, they're not lazy people, but I say, this name I call joking is German laziness, because they're always busy, You always say German is lazy, and nobody believe, nobody feel this way, because I'm always doing something. I'm very busy. I'm doing so many things, but you make busy yourself. You're doing so many things is the way to not do. And this laziness is the hidden laziness. It look like one of the most hidden illness. Therefore, you ask me, what is great obstacle of myself to teaching or doing things? I call laziness. But but I wear. Therefore, Buddha say, laziness make you a dead person without dying. You are a lazy person, you're a dead person. Mentally, you're dead. Yes, you are a loser. But laziness, so intelligent, he always found a way to be with you. Unbelievable. 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 Yes.
I love that. We call that procrastination.
Okay.
Procrastination is, well, I think some people think it's like avoiding stuff, but it's staying busy. It's finding, doing something you shouldn't be other than the thing you should be doing. Luke, have I missed anything? Bearing in mind we have 3 other conversations to have.
We could pick them up, but I think there's more stuff about like 6 brothers.
Oh yeah, let's dive into that. So, well, we're a family of there's 5 brothers.
Yes.
Luke, William, Joe, Daniel, myself, 2 sisters, Neve and Erin. So 7, family of 7. So you're a family of 6 brothers?
Yes.
Any sisters?
No sisters.
No sisters. What was it like growing up with 6 brothers?
Oh, well, I mean, it's 6 brothers. My older brother, I don't remember how old he, of course, is. We don't have a birthday parties, therefore we never remember how old each other. And then my another brother is 2 years older than me. And then we have 4 brothers between only 2 years. Or 1 year or 2 years. We call 2 years, but like one year between. Yes, I don't have so much remembering, but of course, sometimes we have little challenges, of course, and also good times. and especially is 2 years older than me, and we have very challenges, and we are height the same, and but yes, my family always kind of he's always have good position, because he kind of calm, everything good. I'm leader, look like this, and yes, we have a good times, but of course, you see, I'm 6 years old already. I went to monastery, and then I don't maybe so much mix time or so much spend time with my brothers. But we, an example now, I mean, we have really, really, strong connections. I believe family values is, and I hear somebody saying the sentence I like, you first need to learn the family values, and then education is second. And yes, of course, this family values is, I think, is you need to learn when your childhood, and then you have big love is something nobody take away. And yes, I don't have a sister. I don't know how I look like. And only brothers, and but my oldest brother, he died is maybe 8 years ago, and my youngest brother, he died last year. He is maybe his youngest one, and he stayed with me when I'm in India. He also come with me, and we are very close. I nearly look like her father, And he in Tibet, and he have a wife, and yes, 10 years marriage. He have 2 children, and suddenly is very success. He one of most success businessman in our area. Is the last 10 years he did great. He have a great wife, 2 children, but suddenly he have just some liver solution, some kind of liver cancer, and he didn't told me directly. He talked to one of my cousin brother, and then cousin brother told me when I'm the Prata garden, I'm walking there, and then they call me and then say, your brother have this. Of course, usually, of course, I'm Buddhism practitioner. We are learning the impermanent, That is also our culture teaches us very much. But my younger brother, I'm kind of a little not ready, I didn't expect it, or I didn't prepare myself this little, as you got to lose everything, but he is still youngest one of us, and he have, it's just he have perfect moment. Yeah, and yes, then now just nearly 1 year ago this happened. But still I have 4 brothers left, and of course my mom, and we have very, very, a good relation, and amazing. I really like the feeling of family. Therefore also some of my Western students, I teach it, saying this, I don't know everybody, but I like it, this feeling of family,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it like where you grew up? Like, especially as a British audience, like how would you describe where you grew up compared to somewhere like Vienna?
It's a village. I don't know. It's a kind of village, and I think that's time. Yeah, it's very interesting. We are that time we didn't went to school. I think they don't have really school. I don't remember. And when I'm young, is the Chinese is make everybody what you call, have individual lives. Everybody work one place, everybody eat in one place, this kind of system I remember. You don't have your own, you have a house somehow, before communists come in, you're allowed to stay in your house, I think. But your farms and cows, you don't have nothing, you own all government, And I remember that time. But then suddenly some changes happen. I think then they give you your own land where you grow in, they give you your cows, your own things. Therefore, when I'm small, I used to go with the yaks, yaks or sheep, and to bring up in the mountains. It's a very, very good time when we have a childhood, and very, very safe because it's a very open land, and then everybody know everybody. And when you're young, they give you some bread, look like bread, zamba. They give zamba is a kind of bread, and this mothers give you pocket, and early morning, and they give you a pocket, and you go. You go wherever you go is go whole day, and then you're hungry, you just take them because they don't have rest and nothing. Whole day play, and then evening come back. And but my mother always make two tricks. Two tricks because we have many rivers. Is a river sometimes dangerous to go to under the. I don't know, some river go down under the earth curve it's a little dangerous. But mothers, of course, they also need to walk, and they don't have a luxury to look everybody behind. Therefore, you need to learn little to take care of yourself. And then my mother always say, don't jump in this water where I have this, what you call, turning. And she always, they have female ghost or demon, female demon. And then I say, how look like? Oh, white hair, very long, and the wrinkles everywhere, as in nails is very long until there. And then wrinkle of the knees reach until there, And she only eat a small child, she say. Therefore, she in the deep in the water, she always waiting children, eating. And of course she lied this, but this helped it. She look like lamb. And then when we are such a kind of place, we just throw away some stones and looking, we see or not, and we never go to swim there, because if you die, nobody can help, It's so far away, and nobody looking, is very few people, And that's always she used to do. And then, and therefore I have this fear still I have, went so strong. Still I go to rivers. That's interesting, Now I know this is not true, but still immediately I went in the South India, and we have few monks, we together went some swimming and together. And then I know how to swim, not so good, but it's okay. And I'm swimming there together, it's okay. Then everybody swim their self and kind of alone. And then I'm start to swimming, and then I face look this side, I see the whole lake, it's endless, I need to swim in. And then I suddenly, I have just some fear coming, Ghost, it's, because you don't see down. Then suddenly, and this make me laughing also, Then I say, oh, no good idea, is laughing in this water, Then especially I tell my friend monks, they're teasing me, a joke. We have big tradition joke, then maybe I really go down. I don't say anything, and of course I'm not laughing, and then I'm just changing my mind setting, and then of course I relax, I go to swim. But I remember, because of childhood, she said this, I still keep it in my body. And I say, I have very, very good time. Mm-hmm.
Wow, okay. Do you remember your first memory from visiting the monastery? Does something stand out as your first memory going there?
Maybe not. I don't remember.
Is there a specific story that you have that sort of captures what monastery life was like?
Yeah, we are young monks. Yes, we are. I don't remember. With one teacher, with the 4 or 5 young monks, and we kind of sleep together. It's a Tibet cold, and usually we like sleep together. It's cold, and then early morning need to wake up to memorize new things, and after dinner you need chanting what you memorize, yeah, and of course these things and remember, but I don't have one special thing, I don't remember any special. All is great, but I don't have a special things. No special thing, no.
And you get up in the morning, you'd have breakfast together?
Yes.
What was for breakfast? Sorry, these are like mundane questions, but just interesting. What kind of thing would you have for breakfast?
Usually in Tibetan monastery system is very interesting. Is the monastery only have the temple, and the family need to take care of everything. Okay? Family need to build it house where I stay, and the rest of their life they need to take care of my clothes, food, everything. Monastery don't give nothing. Only monastery have one, the empty hall, the temple, or they have 1 temple, 2 temple, whatever. Of course, that's also built to villages with their self. But sometimes some family want to give food all monks, and then of course you go to in temple, everybody food give, you eat it. But generally, in our traditions, they're very much proud. You have monk in your family. This really keep family very good level, because sometimes it look like it becomes psychotherapy, Yeah, and then everybody respect to the monk, and therefore the look like family, this look like jewelry, or this is very important, or therefore they're happy to give everything. But that's why when I want to study in the monastery, you need to bring your own food. We have special bags. So what is one side inside have tsamba, and the one side have bottle and some cheese. And then you have your own pot, and then you take your thing, sit here, somebody takes it around, and they give you tea, and then you put everything yourself in your, you eat yourself, what you bring. Okay, sometimes they make some soaps together, and therefore we take breakfast tsamba. Tsamba is first you put the barley, made of barley, and the powder, and you put little this, then you put little cheese, it's dry cheese, then you put little butter, and then you put tea, and then you mix this. It's be kind of a soap coming, and you take this. And usually lunchtime we also take tsamba. Evening also take tsamba, but sometimes we have some cases, some we call soup, and therefore when I'm young, sometimes it's very interesting. Sometimes I talk to my mother also, she always say, isn't it we are happy when we're child time? I say yes, because now we have start to have nearly everything, It's more complicated to be happy, of course. And the past we don't have so much. It's just we make one soup, noodle soup. And we say, tonight we go to make a noodle soup. And then everybody talking, we go to make a noodle soup. And then tomorrow, next 3 days, we are talking, we make a noodle soup, We are happy, whole family, ha ha, hoo hoo, with the noodle soup, Now noodle soup is nothing make, You don't have, it's it's more easy to appreciate things. And you have, it's more difficult. Therefore, that's how we eat, yes.
So this is interesting to me. As a monk who came from a situation where you didn't have much in terms of what the West would consider important, money, abundances of food and different types of food, and access to all these different things. When you ventured out to the West, did you ever feel that you didn't have, or did you ever feel that you wanted nice clothes and a nice car and different types of foods and all this kind of stuff? Did they have influence on you?
No. I always say in this way, people, I have something extra what don't have Western people, because first in my life I experienced what me no have. And then I come in the West, I learned what mean have. My have is become really I'm more appreciated what I have, because of I learned what mean not to have. Therefore, in Tibet, or my life is to learn to be very little things, not to have so much. Therefore, and this so much helped me to appreciate everything, whatever have. Therefore, I always telling my friends or people who walking around me, yes, I really look, I also want to keep life a little simple somehow. Usually is many Tibetan lamas, they have many centers, many physical centers, many things. But I just want to keep very, very simple as possible. Okay, sorry, is your question is no. And this combination, me, is a perfect combination. I born East, I really learned there something, and now this the Western one and put together, I have nearly best thing. Therefore, I have my inside, I have East, outside, I have West, and this combination, is the best combination, and therefore, not really. Of course, when I'm young in India, I'm interested in camera things, and as you're young, and what I interest in read calls, I interested to look in this kind of few things, I think maybe child mind, I don't know. But yes, no, is no. And, that's why I'm really every day, what I'm doing is to appreciate happiness, what I have. I sometimes I talk so many people is cutting, or those people who near me, very, very near, they know. I go to in the supermarket over here, just no more supermarket. I just shocked, Still I always remind myself, this is not normal. This is complete not normal. I remember when I'm in India, maybe you have money to buy honey, but you cannot buy honey. Let's say, Mm-hmm. And then, because we use honey to make some medicine, we cooked honey, then we make a honey massage, and then we dry, and then we break, we make powder. And we have a special tradition to take flower essence. You take some pills and you never need to take food, And I did the 21-day stay without food. And then we need honey to do that. And then I always went to India shops to buy honey, and I always cook it with, you need 1 kilogram of honey, you need a half kilogram of water, and then special fire, you cook it and you turn in, then honey is not burned in the but honey is not burned, but cooked, but the water is also need dissolved. But never happening, It's honey, I can never function, Then who teach me this master is 80 years old or something. I say, I cannot do honey powder, He said, possible, I say. Then I invite herself. We try together, no function. And then, I don't know. And then one day in the way I stay in India, one man takes some bottle in the hand with, not shop, just going, honey, and then I just accidentally, I buy one, I want it. And then I cook this, that's function. Then I realize is India never really selling honey. Maybe they're mixing, maybe they write it inside, but we cannot read. They say honey, we want honey, they give, and okay. Maybe they write inside what is. Maybe they mix some sugars or whatever, never functioned. But the person who, I think fresh honeys, they bring somewhere, Therefore, I remember, yes, you have maybe money to buy honey, but you cannot. And you go in the Austria shops, the basic shops, I don't know, 20, 30 honeys have. Unbelievable. When I'm young, I remember, we have a 45 yaks or so, We don't have so many yak, but around 45 yaks. That means, of course, cheese and milk is much, but still milk is very rare. And my mom's always say, early morning we need to go with the yak, Early morning, very, very morning, we need the yaks bring out, and then they have fresh grass, they're eating. And then my mom always say, you come back, I give you a warm glass of milk. And that's his greatest gift, warm. I mean, we have lots of maybe milk. But in Europe, of course, milk nearly become cheaper than what you call, is water, You possible morning, lunch, evening, you want to drink milk, no problem. Therefore, still me, every day, every time when I go supermarket, is really still, I have this coming inside. Wow, that's not normal. This is complete no normal. Amazing, And therefore, I'm so appreciated. I have a great appreciated of this life now because of what I learned past, I think.
It's really interesting because the way I think the West has seen this, there's this really famous book. You might have heard of this book. It's called The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari.
I hear something, yeah.
Really famous. And I think the idea from us is it's hard to understand that somebody would give up all their earthly possessions and become a monk. But that's not usually the situation when you're in the East. You don't have the Ferrari to give up.
Yes.
You become the monk and you start with nothing anyway, or you start with not many of these earthly possessions like Ferraris, watches, clothes, money, other stuff. And that's why we struggle to understand the concept of giving everything up. But it makes more sense when you tell the true story of how it happens. So what was the first experience? You said India, cameras, binoculars, all those kind of things. Was there ever a strong culture shock where you were like, whoa, this is so different. This is not what I expected. Maybe it was the first time seeing cars all over the place or technology or something like that. Was there something that stands out where you were like, this is really different?
I don't remember exactly, but of course, first time I come to Europe is the most shocked. Is my shoes is coming every day more cleaner, more shining and more shining, I stay long time in India, of course, and you make clean your shoes. And then, of course, he come dirty, dust is coming. I remember, is stay in Europe, or at that time Western Europe, and then I just one thing remember, I shocked my shoes without, cleaning, is he become herself more shining and more shining. This is one, I never expected this, And India is little pollution, I think, or dust, or no pollution, least a very wild nature. There always dust is moving around. Therefore, you take very, very nice shoes, and one day, evening, you come back, you see your eyes and the fingers, the dust is there. But in the Europe is not, and that is kind of positive shock. But one negative shock in the coming in Europe or in the West, you have a strange quietness. Your quietness is a very, very, mostly Easters go to depressed with us. Is a early morning, once you come out, and maybe this is Sunday or something happen, you see so many cars, nobody there. And then silence. Of course, silence is not a problem, but they have this kind of silence. And this, I remember I come first in the West, I stay somewhere, and it's very nice. I look at the window, I see the trains moving around. It's nice, everything nice, but the strange kind of silence. I think we used to noise. It's strange. You go to forest, your silence, no problem. But you, I don't know, you stay around the people, then you stay silent, something happened. I feel some kind of strange, nice feeling. And then I always thinking maybe depression means something look like this. Because sometimes people say, I have depressed. You don't know what to mean really, because you don't know. You try to know, but you don't know. And therefore, one time I bring one to my friend in Europe. Is I bring their very nice place in Germany, or I have teaching, and then they're immediately homesick, in Tibet. And they have best condition I give, but they're born in Tibet, but they go India, they don't have homesick. But you bring there in the West, is food amazing, sleep amazing, environment amazing, everything. What do you mean homesick, Of course, still we need to learn why this happening. But I think, I don't know, but therefore they have a strange kind of silence. And this make me also shocked. Too little people shocked. Too little people, too silence, too strange silence. Or maybe also I don't know, maybe you go somewhere, I don't know, I don't know what is. One is a surprise, is the shoes become nice herself without cleaning, and the one surprise is this too little people or too silence, and this make you kind of feeling over depressed.
It's the first time I've heard someone say that, but it is. I think I can picture those moments.
Yes.
Certain days of the week, or where it's really quiet and it doesn't feel as uneasy. We only recently just went to Nepal, and so I get the sound. Even like when you wake up in the morning and you can hear nature just erupting, like birds and animals and everything's just erupting, and then you go into the city and there's loads of people there. So yeah, that makes sense to me. I think that makes sense.
Was there any physical training that you did in the monastery?
Yes. The physical training, this Tummo, this inner fire. Mostly we make one physical training in monasteries, very open training. We call Kora. As we are walking in the temple around, we do many times. And then this prostration is people do thousands of times or early morning. That is a very common exercise. But it's my physical training, what I learned, this Tummo, inner fire. And that's Tummo inner fire is very strong physical training, yes. Is this kind of, maybe you already saw somewhere, you make this strong movements and the strong jumps with the holding breaths. Yes, this kind of training, of course I did it, yes. Mm-hmm.
Was it difficult?
Well, it's they have an interesting story. myself, I like it, you know. I don't think very difficult, but some people really don't like it. Somehow they need to do, or yeah, of course, they're doing, but somebody is never fit to do exercise. They're not mean, they're never born maybe this way, you know. And, but myself, I like it, you know, and therefore never feel difficult. I really like it. But they have one story. One mother sent the son in the monastery, and he not happy. He come back home, and the mother say, "Whoa, why you coming? You just monastery. You just sit and eating. You know, that's great life. You know, we are really hard work here. Da da da." And then the young boy say, "No, monastery. Not only sitting, working." I think he went this Tummo retreat somehow. And then usually sometimes masters pushing your channels, special body part, special push, is you go out of conscious, or they're special, you know, or you are well trained, you go to another state of mind. You're not well trained, maybe you go out of conscious, or you sleep, or look like sleep, you know. And maybe this is nothing really difficult, but I don't know, he wanted to make a challenge, shock her mom or something. He said, "Oh no, the monastery is very tough. I show how we're doing." I think then he pushed her mother's 2 channels in neck, and she go out. And then she said, okay, then you don't need to go, you know. Yes, is monastery life very, very disciplined, very, very disciplined, and therefore monastery we have a saying, you know, a rule of monastery not look like the hair of the horse. Is the rule of monastery is look like feather of the birds. That's the rule. Is that we great respect, you know. Today I come monastery, I'm an older one. Tomorrow you come, you're new one, and you need to respect me, and you stay. You never go to stay. We never give possession with your knowledge. Who come first? You need always stay under me, and I go to respect. Therefore, it's look like, you know, it's look like rule is the feather of the birds. It's the up to down. I respect you, respect this. It's not look like hairs of the horse. It's some going right, some going left, not look like this. Therefore, very nice, you know. It's very nice, just no discussion, you know. It's beautiful. And then also we have saying in the monastery, after you finish a study, we saying, it's your bird, you have nest, you go to your own nest. It's bird, you don't have nest, go to Rocky Mountains. Means if you have some student or to teach, let's go to teach, means you have nest. You don't have this, or you don't want this, go to the mountains to, and to meditate, you know. And but in our monastery rule is very interesting. In example, South India, it's not easy to monastery accepted you in. I don't know. Yeah, it's this kind of a way to make a discipline is very interesting. First, I need 1% guarantee to go in the monastery. In the South India, yeah, it's a big monastery. Some small, maybe not. You need to guarantee me. You say, I take, you know, you sign or look like sign, whatever take he, look like, yeah, you guarantee. He not do wrong things, he doing everything correct. You need to take a guarantee. And that's the first step. We call this name house master, who take care of you. Not teaching, but who take care. And then he need to go to another master, what comes in, Girgin, is, yeah, he need to make, okay, I need to guarantee you, of course, then I say, I'm really this wanted, I'm do behavior well, And then you need to go to guarantee another master is maybe monk, he is the leader of maybe 200 monk or whatever. And and then last moment you need to go big one. And then go to big monk or the abbot, and we go there. We say, now we're 3 people going, me and my private who guarantee, then general one. There's 3 people we go here. We say, yes, we come monastery, monk, this one, and that is the. But the future, I make one mistake. What going to happen? What kind of punishment to do? Is they don't do me, and usually. They make 3 people with us or together, and is let's say I make a mistake, you also need to go with me. Maybe other one, all these 3 people need to stand under there. Then this kind of pressure is very interesting to make a correction, because now my mistake, you need to go there. He need to go there, and we all there stand. Everybody knows us, of course, and that's make me very interesting, And maybe sometimes they make a punishment 100 prostration, and do fronts of 1,000 monks. Who is Tulku Lobsang? This is her teacher, yeah, her teacher, and then other teacher, all 3 people. Sometimes, we're doing leader does, or we need to stand short time. And that means is we collect very higher level of quality people. We don't want to confuse people. Look like you choose higher of military, and therefore, and this is kind of very nice. I don't know right or wrong, but a very nice way to make correction. And because then I don't know why I say. This is quite nice. And then you go in the monastery. Monastery only in the South India, they only organize monastery never organize your teacher. This is, I think, very important. Monastery, nothing to do with your teacher. Nothing. You arrive in the monastery, and now you need to find your own teacher. And you go, maybe you already know some things, or you go to ask people, you think, who is good teacher? And then you say, okay. And therefore, teacher you need to choose. Never monastery choice. And then you choose teacher, and this make very interesting, It's not look like we go in school. School already choose teacher, we are going there, correct? And then more difficult to respect the teacher. Yes, possible, but more difficult because you not choose, just they give you. And sometimes some monastery try to do such kind of system, that's no good. And then this broken the relation of teacher and student. Then they become look like a business. It's not look like the student teacher, Therefore, you go to find teacher, you don't need to give anything. Nothing needed. Maybe he or she teach you next 20 years. Every day, I don't know, many hours. But you don't need to give anything. Nothing give. And just when you go there first time, you take some kadar. Tibetans, we have anyway before you go in, I want to give this kadar, is some kind of scar. Maybe you want Nepal, some people put neck.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, there's something, one kadar, and then we bring some tea cup of space and give teacher, and of course most teacher accepted you, And then this teacher you go respected rest of your life. Look like you become really your master because you choose it. You also possible have 1 master, 2 master, 3 master, no problem. But the modern way of the team, that's in some monastery now wanted choose 1 teacher, then everybody needs to go to start there. This no good, and then this no good. Look, sound is easy, but then they broke in the relation. No, it's then that's your job, correct? That's your job, and the teacher also think this is her job. just a job. He think is her job. They not have this closeness. And you miss this in the spiritual world, they lose the essence, you know.
I've been taking notes the whole time, like where we're going to pick up so much of this. So if anyone is watching, these conversations, there's going to be, we're going to do a few more interviews over the next few days. You can tap in and you'll find all of these conversations that we've had today will elaborate, because I know there's so many points where people are like, oh, what about, can we hear more about this? It will be in the other conversations. And if you want to find out more about the teachings, you can go to the link down below where you can find out about the Tummo teachings. And also you have like quite an extensive travel plan so you'll probably be visiting people's local towns and cities and stuff. So there's an extensive travel plan down below where you can see, where you might have some dates that you can meet and learn some of the teachings in person as well. So it's all going to link down below. But thank you so much for today. Thank you. Amazing first conversation and so much more to dive into, but thank you so much.
Thank you.